Looking back at the past 8 years of working as a UI UX designer, I can say with no doubt that one of the most difficult and challenging parts was when I had to start in this field. So in this video, I want to help out anyone who's looking to get into UI UX or web design and has no prior experience. Now, I understand the struggle because when you're first starting out, you lack experience and it's difficult to get experience since you're lacking experience, so it's almost like a cat who is chasing its tail. But there are definitely ways to make the whole process way more easier than you think. So let's start with my very first advice, which is of course learn the basic of UI UX design or web design. And you want to have a basic understanding of design knowledge and theory, as well as the basics of UI UX and web design. So the best way to actually get that knowledge is to either follow a short or long course, and if you have the means, you can go to university, although it's not compulsory. And right after that, once you have the basics, you want to practice as much as you can. So I highly recommend you to do side projects in order to build up that portfolio. And the portfolio initially can be all fake projects. It's totally fine. By fake projects, I mean projects which aren't for real clients. But that is going to kickstart your career into finding real clients. So my best recommendation is to actually start by freelancing on small gigs. Or alternatively, you can work on projects for family members or friends. And I know that you might be thinking that you want to elevate your clientele and not work for free or do things for cheap. But when you're first starting out, the most valuable thing that you're going to gain, that is going to pay out so many dividends throughout your life, is experience. You want to get that experience as fast as you can, because that's where all the magic happens in your career, and that's where you're going to be able to basically run a successful design practice, and that's where you're going to be able to run either a freelance business successfully or have job opportunities with ease. So my best recommendation is to start small and just get that experience as fast as you can, and don't focus on the money for the very most part. Now, I know that for some of you, there isn't an option of working for free, but if you have that option, even it's better than just staying with your hands in your pockets and don't have any work in any specific given amount of time. Because even by doing simple projects and even simple gigs on sites like Upwork, when you have no experience, you're just going to get so much experience faster when it comes to even dealing with clients and the old dynamics that go into a design project. And I know that you don't want to work on cheap projects and all of that, but again, the experience part is going to be super important, especially in the first 6 months as you're attempting to get into the job marketplace and really understand the whole dynamics that goes into play whenever you're creating a UI UX or web design project. And this is something which I teach all the time in to my students in my course. And that is to not only learn the theory aspect and not just be knowledge sponges, because theory and understanding the basic dynamics of UI UX and web design, that's really important, but not as important as actually practicing them afterwards, because that's where you're going to absorb the knowledge and you're going to really make sense of what you learned. And I remember when I first started out, I used to do a lot of work for absolutely $0 for family members and friends. And I would just start, and I wanted to explore different ideas. I want to work on different projects. Maybe someone had a startup idea and we tried to create a startup, but then we gave up after 3 months or 6 months, something around those lines. But the whole experience really helped me to understand the entire dynamics that goes not only when it comes to the design aspect of a project, but also the human aspect, which is super important. In fact, especially if you're going to be a freelancer or a consultant, there's going to be an element of relationships and dealing with people, which is going to be just as important as your design skills. And you're not going to get those understanding from books. They try so much, but I can tell you, firsthand human experience is going to be super, super valuable. And all of the knowledge and all of the theory aspects which you're going to learn from books, it's all going to make sense. And the more you work and the more you get experience, the easier it's going to be to understand all of these concepts and really look back at your career and see patterns. And you're going to be able to manage and create projects in a faster and more efficient way. And it's essentially going to go downhill from there, because then you're going to get better and better projects and jobs. And you're just going to come to a place where everything is going to seem so much easier than it is right now. So my very best word of advice is to keep focused, keep going, never give up, and just start small and without huge expectations for money, because I can tell you 100% the money will absolutely come if you stick to the process, if you get the experience, and everything is just going to go up naturally. And it's something which I wish that I realized when I first started out. Of course I couldn't, but everything is going to become easier. So just keep going, and you're going to get where you want. So I really hope this video was helpful. If you're interested in learning more about UI UX design, I have some courses, and the free and the premium as well. So click the link below if you're interested in that. And on my YouTube channel, I have over 300 videos on UI UX and web design. So feel free to check it out. And yeah, we'll see you in the next video.